What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and I got to tell you, um, I this guy just doesn't get it. We talk about Vince McMahon being old and out of touch and just not getting the product anymore. Meltzer is one that just does not get it anymore. He doesn't get it. He does not get what fundamentally happened. Someone recently asked him on his radio show why AEW, since they signed Okada, they signed Osprey, they signed Mercedes Monet, why can't they improve in the ratings and attendance? Why they just can't seem to crack a million viewers week after week after week? And why the only people right now, I mean, they had 13,000 show up for the Oakland Athletics home game. Now, granted, it's a baseball team. People hate that team. 13,000? 13,000. The seats were barely. I mean, there was empty seats all over the place. Go look it up. Go look at the picture. I mean, putting 13,000 in a baseball stadium that's meant for 20 or 30. That's what AEW is doing now. And it's like, well, we finally found the only people that AEW can outdraw, and that's the Oakland Athletics. And he blames this on WWE's popularity. And his exact words were, because you know how he is. He can't do it. He's a stuttering stumble bum. The reason why is WWE. Somebody equated this to rising tide lifts all ships, and that's just not true. Because a lot of indie promoters go, when WWE is doing good, I do awful. So that's why Tony Khan is like this. And he goes, some of it could be the booking. Some of it, dude, it's the booking. WWE's popularity, it should be like it was during the Monday Night War when they were both drawing four and five shares of the audience, or 4.5, and Nitro would do a 3.8, and then the next week Nitro would do a 5, and Raw would do a 4.2, and shit like that. What the problem is Tony Khan's booking. It all has to do with Khan. It all is connected back to Tony Khan and the way he books talent, the way he runs that company, and his inability to grow a set of balls and put his foot down. And tell people, hey, you're doing a job tonight. If you don't want to do the job, get the fuck out of my arena. That's what this boils down to. The booking being all over the place and not making sense and no continuity. That's all on Tony Khan. At the end of the day, the buck stops with Tony Khan. And then they brung in these three people, paying them exorbitant amounts of money, and it ain't moved the needle. If anything, the rating has gone down. The rating has gone down. It ain't gone up. Look at what, you know, it just, it frustrates me. It really frustrates me how this old fart who lives out there in San Jose has Matt Jackson licking one ball and Nick Jackson licking the other, and he's got his thumb so far up Kenny Omega's butt. He's afraid to say anything bad, really, about the booking. He's afraid to admit that Tony Khan is the problem because he does not want to lose his access. That's all this boils down to with Dave Meltzer. And it all goes back to AEW as rip-roaring, kicking butt, and a number of factors have led to them losing this wrestling war, as he calls it, which it was never a war. It was never a battle. I said that from the very beginning. It's when you can watch everything, nothing loses. You can watch everything. With DVRs, you can watch everything. So why aren't we hearing about how they did bad Wednesday night, but the 7 day rating, which is if you DVR a program and watch it within 7 days, it counts toward what they call the 7 day out rating. But you don't even see that. You don't even see that. Why? Let's look into the factors of why this has gone down. Why this is a cluster for Tony Khan. Cody leaving was the first straw. Cody leaving was the first straw. And guess what? The 200 and 300,000 fans that were watching just to see Cody Rhodes, guess what? Now they're with WWE because their ratings in the demo have gone up. Their overall ratings have gone up. So you can't tell me that Cody leaving didn't have an impact, because it did. Then you look at what happened with CM Punk, the CM Punk situation. He brung a lot of people back. Even though Cody was gone, they retained a little bit. And once that deal with the Young Bucks happened, and people saw how the Young Bucks really are, which I knew all along, told y'all all along from day one, it's a bunch of fucking idiots in their treehouse, in their He-Man Woman Haters Club. That's all it is. So then Punk gets ousted. And guess what? It goes down even more because now they lost the Cody fans and the Punk fans. And some of the Cody fans stuck around going, okay, Cody may not be here, but I like what they're doing with Punk. And then that whole debacle happened. Now, granted, half the time Punk was in AEW, actually about 3/4 of the time, he was injured. But they still stuck around thinking, okay, he'll come back. And then the Collision thing happened. The ratings for that have dropped off the mark. So, Cody leaving. The Bucks mishandling the Punk situation. Not even wanting. Being childish babies, not even wanting. Yeah, they're going to make money now. They're going to try to make money now and turn into these heel characters now that he's gone. But it could have been so much better if they would have just turned the reality into a storyline. But no, the Bucks and Kenny Omega, they have to be little pussies about it and not even try to talk it out. Not even try to be adults. Not even try to be businessmen. And why Cody still puts up with these two nut jobs as EVPs and all that, I don't know. I don't know. He's afraid to make the internet. He's afraid to make what internet marks he has his fans mad. He's afraid to make the Observer readers and the message board readers and the E-Fed readers all them mad. Again, it all goes back to me going, there is no more casual fan. There is no fan that watches this stuff from week to week and does not go on the internet in some way, shape, or form, and that includes YouTube, includes channels like mine, and does not look for some sort of inside kernel into this. Unless you're probably 5 or 6 years old, you're on YouTube. Hell, even 5 and 6-year-olds are on YouTube. Go to a damn Walmart and tell me you're not seeing a mother give her 3-year-old child a damn broken down old cell phone to play games on, or tablet to play games on. It happens. It's happening all over. No more casual fans. I really wish people would stop going, well, they're never going to draw in new fans. They're not. After The Rock leaves, after Mania, it's going to happen. Just like I said it was going to happen. They're going to see a drop after Mania with Rock being gone. Unless they figure out a way to, I mean, they've done a good job of Cody and all that, but people are tuning in to see The Rock. No doubt about it. I hate the fact that they're bringing him in like this. They've made chicken salad out of chicken crap. I mean, for a while there, I kept sitting there going, man, they're screwing up Cody Rhodes big time. And Cody Rhodes is your future. Roman Reigns and The Rock are not your future. Cody Rhodes is the future of that company. People like Drew McIntyre, if he signs a new contract, we'll get into that in the next video today. Because I'm going to have my official WrestleMania predictions coming out later today. Or tomorrow. I haven't decided when I'm going to put the video out yet. But getting back to AEW and Meltzer and him blaming WWE for AEW's decline. That's just bullcrap. It's bullcrap. One's on a Wednesday, the other's on a damn Monday. You can watch both. It's not like it was in the old days where you had to DVR, where you had to videotape one while you watch another. They're on separate nights. If anything, the same audience should be jumping over on a Wednesday night and watching the product. But they're not, because the booking is crap. The third factor that goes into this, the third factor is Vince McMahon being gone and Hunter taking over as booker. The Rock joining the board and having some influence on the product. I don't think the cursing or anything has anything to do with it. I think they'd have the same amount of fans, whether or not that edginess was there or not. But Vince McMahon finally being gone. Hell, the second he left the first time, before WrestleMania last year. And the ratings were starting to go up. Now, granted, the night after Mania, he came in and totally ruined everything. And then he got voted back into the board and then was ousted again. Again, he's Voldemort. He was out. Triple H Potter. Remember that Mad TV skit that he did when Triple H hosted Mad TV? They did a Harry Potter spoof. It was Triple H Potter. Triple H Potter, when he's a kid, Voldemort tries to get his parents, and he survives. The boy who lived. Triple H truly is the boy who lived because all the McMahons are gone. Triple H is the boy who lived against Voldemort, Vince McMahon. Then he came back. And then his wandering ways, his bad, evil ways got him in trouble, and he was ousted again, this time for good. And the boy who lived is now taking over the show. Now, as long as we don't have a cursed child scenario, for those who know. For those who don't, look it up. As long as we don't see a cursed child scenario in the future, I think we'll be okay. But that's the third factor. And that's the reason why Tony's getting his butt kicked. It's a lot different when they were doing the Wednesday Night War thing and, Triple H had the developmental territory. Well, now Triple H has the big show, the main roster, as it were. He has the main roster and all the toys to play with. And his best friend has the developmental, which NXT's been kicking ass lately. I'm curious to see how call-ups, we've seen a couple of them, But usually the night after Mania, we see a bunch of NXT guys show up on the main roster. I'm curious to see if that's going to happen. The night after Mania this year is going to be very telling because this is the first, and WrestleMania itself is going to be very telling. This is the first time a McMahon has not been involved in any way, shape, or form with a WrestleMania. It's crazy to think about. Real crazy to think about. But yeah, that's why AEW is in the toilet. 3 factors. Tony Khan's booking, Cody Rhodes leaving. Actually, there's maybe 4 factors. So you have Cody Rhodes leaving, Tony Khan's booking and inability to grow a set, the Young Bucks and everything they did with the Punk situation, and the fact that Triple H is taking over as Booker and is doing a damn fine job over at WWE. Those 4 factors weigh heavily in to why AEW just cannot grasp, and even the Triple H's Booker thing really doesn't have an effect on it because, again, they can do both. We can watch both. I can easily watch AEW on a Wednesday and Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Friday. Tuesdays in NXT, Wednesdays or Thursdays Impact. And I don't watch Impact, but so much. Because until you have a company owning that wrestling promotion that actually gives a damn and wants to put some money into it, I'm not going to watch it. Because if the company that owns it, if Anthem doesn't care, why should I? But anyway, that's why Meltzer is a complete loon. He says, "Oh yeah, it's the booking, but only to a certain extent." He can't do it. Once again, he can't do it. And his hatred for Punk gets me, man. He can say he doesn't hate Punk all he wants to, but Wednesday, him and Alvarez were talking about how CM Punk is going to be on Ariel Helwani's show. And Dave Meltzer gets this biggest... They were like, yeah, it's no holds barred. You can ask him anything. And Meltzer gets this biggest shit-eating grin on his face like, he can't talk about AEW because he signed contracts. He got so giddy about the fact that Punk can't really say what he wants to say. He's so giddy about that. As a journalist, shouldn't you be, if you are a journalist, shouldn't you be pissed off about that? Because now you'll never know the truth? Oh, but you know the truth, don't you? Because your bitch boy buck friends have told you, the young cucks have told you everything. But you're not going to lose your access. You're not going to betray their trust and say what really happened. You'll dance around it like a little fairy boy that you are. Idiot. He's a freaking moron. Anyway, if you see a big rig on the road, folks, do not tailgate us. Give us plenty of room. Go the speed limit. If you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you. We'll see you down the road.